Last video of the day. New Rockstars Superman trailer breakdown. Every Easter egg you missed. I'm here for it. I was gonna watch this yesterday when we watched it, but you know, niggas got busy, so you know, ain't that shit. You know what I'm saying? I'm ready to see. Actually, before we do that though, I don't know if LB's here, but let me check this out real quick before we get into that, because if this is what I think this is, okay.
So you'll use these on our school principal.
We're trying to get those extra days of summer vacation. You better get the job done.
You'll be fine since you're a robot.
No.
The f you mean no? I'll plug that charging hole with something else if you're not careful.
What type of freaky robot is this?
Get out of my car.
Hey, old man.
Boy! He got that stone though.
Have you seen any robot? It should be around here. What?
If they set that android free, it will be the end of all of us! No!
What's taking him so long? Let's go there, Ferb.
Back to the future.
What the? Who destroyed our robot?
It was that old man over there!
So, you like kicking butts, do ya?
Well, we'll show you, old man!
So you'll use these on our school...
Yo, what is that Phineas? Bro, what is that Phineas and Ferb meme? What is that? Who drew that? They said Phineas touched Ferb, and that's why he doesn't talk. That got dark very quickly. That got dark very quickly. That got dark very quickly. Who the fuck is this?
I see the sky reflect my life, a flicker of lost faith in the hope of a breeze arise, let flowers bloom.
That girl sang it. I think it's true. All right, buddy. Okay, 2025. I did not know this game would ever actually release. I thought this was one of those Chinese games that was look good on paper that it would never release. That's crazy. But back to Phineas and Ferb. No, that's not true. What the fuck? What? Why would they? Why would Disney even make that a? What? Like, that doesn't make any sense. Y'all got it, bro. I know niggas is joking. I'm just saying, you know what I mean? Tight shit. Even if that was true, it's not true. Even if it was true, Phineas touched Ferb in what way? Aren't they the same age? That's all I gotta say. Maybe it was Phineas, like maybe Ferb like got it. What was that? What is the actual lore as to why he didn't talk? Didn't he get into like an accident or some shit? Or he just don't choose to talk? Because he does talk, but he just doesn't really talk like that. Like I don't know. I never really watched Phineas and Ferb like that. I only watched it because of my anyway, I ain't gotta worry about that. Yeah.
To New Rockstars, I'm Eric Voss, and this is a breakdown of the trailer for Superman.
We're not getting
Gunn's
into that.
2025 launch of his new DC studios.
We're not going to get into that.
So much to unpack from this trailer, from blink and you'll miss it details and Easter eggs to its lofty promises to fix
used to make you watch
everything.
it.
I'm going to break it down.
It wasn't SZA, but yes, somebody used to make me watch it. Now I don't watch it.
Frame by frame for literally everything you missed. Like, I cannot believe some of the stuff that is hidden in between shots of this trailer. Also, bit of an announcement here. New Rockstars now has a channel membership where for a small amount every month, you can support our channel directly to get some fun perks with some even cooler benefits that we will be announcing in the coming weeks. Just hit that.
I really don't get the point of the channel perks thing for YouTube, because I feel like it doesn't hit the same like on Twitch where like it's a sub. You know what I mean? I don't know. Maybe I'm just broken. I don't get it, bro. I don't have enough people to watch me.
Join button, please and thank you. All right, let's get started.
Shout out SZA though. We love SZA. We love SZA, right? We love Solana. You know what I mean? W album.
The
You know what I mean?
trailer opens on a windswept, icy
I heard it
tundra.
was good.
Superman, Kal-El, played in this film by David Cornsweet, crash lands in the ice,
David
laying
who?
in what you might. And Kal-El, played in this film by David Cornsweet,
David Cornsweet? That's not his name. That is literally his name. David Cornsweet. 6'4". Oh yeah, this nigga's hot. What the fuck? Oh yeah, this nigga's hot as hell. Oh my god. This is a good looking white man. What the hell? My type of man? Oh my god. I'm not gonna lie. He ain't no Henry Cavill, but god damn, he damn near close, my nigga. And he younger, and he taller. Damn, he kind of do look like Henry. Bro, I'm sorry, Henry Cavill is just still the perfect Superman. I can't even lie to you, but he damn near the same. And he younger than this man. Yeah, he got it, bro. What movies has he been in though? That's the real thing. What movies has this man been in? Is this his first movie role? Oh, he was in Pearl and Twisters? I don't remember this nigga being in Pearl or Twisters. I've seen both of these movies. I do not remember this man being in Twisters or Pearl. And the rest of these I don't know. The Politician, what the fuck is that? Affairs of the State. Oh, so this is like his first blockbuster Hollywood movie. Is what I'm seeing. Cause I ain't gonna lie to you. You know what I'm saying? Wait, spouse. My bad. Sibling.
crash lands in the ice, laying in what you might call a crater similar to the one his pod might have crash landed in the farmlands outside of Smallville, Kansas when he was a baby. But really here he's kind of making Yamcha's death pose meme from Dragon Ball.
What the hell? Niggas is doing too much with this, bruh.
Z. Superman has been roughed up in a fight. He's wheezing in a way that we are not accustomed to hearing.
Yeah,
Superman
who beat his
bruised,
ass?
He's coughing up blood. So who did this to him? Well, the trailer later suggests a possible answer. This film was written and directed by James Gunn, who directed the Guardians of the Galaxy films for Marvel Studios, but he also directed the 2021 film The Suicide Squad for DC, along with the spin-off series Peacemaker, and ended up taking
I never seen Peacemaker.
the job as head of DC Studios in October 2022, along with his producing partner Peter Safran. Superman, formerly titled Superman Legacy, is Gunn's first film in this phase that he's calling his Gods and Monsters phase, and
Gods
this
and
is
Monsters.
a critical proof of concept
W
for
Crypto.
this franchise. And even this trailer needed to be perfect, and really it's a collection of a series of amazing choices and attention to detail, and just how this trailer was edited and what he put into it, and that's why it's such a feast to even break down. And various press events this week, James Gunn has explained what he hopes to do with this film includes A, evoking the spirit of the character captured by Christopher Reeve and Richard Donner in the 1978 film, which is the most important superhero film ever made. B, embracing all of the aspects of the Superman character from the comics and not leaving anything out of fear of being
that nigga got hit with a cup of ramen noodles
to indulgently fit his spin on the character. And C, humanize the character as much as possible. Here, notice how the colors of Superman's suit pop. The red trunks are back after they were done away with for the 2011 New 52 redesign of the character.
I'm not gonna lie, that shit look nasty. No disrespect, but I don't know why they gave this man underwear. Like, boy, take them panties off.
And of course, not included in Zack Snyder's DC films design of the suit. On Superman's cape is the yellow
we want to see
emblem,
that bulge,
which reminds us of the Christopher Reeve design and appeared on Superman's cape in the 2005 Superman run that James Gunn and David Cornsweet cited as a big comic inspiration for this story. Not necessarily its plot, but rather its vibe and tone. That
We're not trying to see Superman bulge.
Superman having to face dying after Lex Luthor had tricked him into being overexposed by the sun. That then led Superman to going on a kind of bucket list of heroic feats inspired by the 12 labors of Hercules to make peace with the world. Here, I think James Gunn just wants to show a Superman who looks mortal, a Superman who bleeds. The chest emblem has a yellow border, which evokes the amazing 1940 Max Fleischer Superman shorts.
That
And we
shit
also
look
saw
hard.
a yellow border around the Superman suit in Earth 1. The S is formed by one thick diagonal line, a shape that comes from 1996's Kingdom Come art by Alex Ross.
Bro, how do
But
they
the
know
color
this?
grading of this footage isn't just to get ahead of the snarky film bros online. James Gunn said that when they were testing out the costume, Cornsweat insisted that Superman deliberately wear bright colors because he knows he's a goofy, powerful alien and he doesn't want kids to be afraid of him. Now, the chest emblem covered in ice and snow was the very first image James
Interesting.
Gunn shared of this version of Superman on February 29th of this past year. That is Superman's birthday. And since Gunn led with that image and opens this trailer this way,
Ain't that Martin
suggests
Luther
to me
King's
that
birthday?
this might even be the opening shot of the movie. Like, we might begin the movie in the action and then flash back to how Superman got to that point. Either way, it's going to be a moment that James Gunn considers
I
to
love
be,
seeing
like,
Superman
the
get
most
his ass beat,
thematically
though. I ain't gonna
resonant
lie
to
to
what
you.
he's trying to do with this film. All right, let's move on.
I love seeing that man get his ass beat. That's crazy. This is crazy hate. Oh my god.
All right, now we see Clark Kent awkwardly zigzagging down a crowded sidewalk, but the wheezing of Superman in the ice continues to play over this, as if to say this struggle just to breathe Earth's air, this suffocation, this agoraphobia is something Kal-El also feels when he's in disguise as Clark. Now, we did see some overhead set video of this when they were shooting this in Cleveland last summer, and you could see from that angle that Clark awkwardly goes against the foot traffic on the wrong side of the sidewalk. Really, this is all a performative act by Kal-El, who likely dials up this clumsiness as he gets closer to the Daily Planet office in case Lois or anyone else he knows is looking out a window or arriving at the same time as him.
Lois?
In my opinion, not since Christopher Reeve has a Superman actor so emphasized the bumbling
Damn!
physicality of the Clark Kent persona. It might
Oh hell nah. First of all, your first mistake was out here literally stopping for a man when you can't even see his body. You just see his hand and he talk about, and then he pull out a fucking pistol. Boy, I would have kept on going. But that's Superman, I guess.
a Superman actor so
Batman would never do
emphasized
that.
the bumbling physicality of the Clark Kent persona. It might just be that both Reeve and Cornsweat had training in physical comedy from Juilliard. It's not just the glasses, it's the whole vibe. The messy hair, the ill-fitting suit, the walk, the posture, the lack of eye contact, the higher-pitched voice, the constantly bumping into things, which, think about it, requires great care by Kal-El because he has to actively think about not laying anyone out when he collides with them and just always having to be super aware of his surroundings.
let that
And
nigga
I
bump into
appreciate
me.
the choice in this movie to give Clark messy but curly hair.
Let
when
that
it's
man
in this
bump into
moppy
me.
form, as it
Shit.
justifies why a single curl would be left on his forehead when he's Superman. In Clark's hand is a folded Daily Planet newspaper. Hammer something creates HA something. I was thinking maybe Hawk Girl, and then Hammer could be a reference to the KGB linked organization from the comics, but actually we get a closer look at this front page when it's read by the cop in front of the building. Hammer of Baravia creates havoc downtown. So the Hammer of Baravia is likely a terrorist group from that fictional DC country of
What the
Baravia,
hell?
which we will be seeing in another context later in this trailer. And the front page photo, I'm pretty sure, shows a gorilla, which I'm assuming to be
Zod?
Gorilla Grodd,
I mean,
one of
Grodd?
the best known antagonists to the Flash. Now, why Gorilla
Zod.
Grodd would be the downtown havoc related to the Bravian terrorists,
What?
I have no idea, but I cannot wait to see what Grodd did to scare all those poor people. This also means that there must be a Barry Allen Flash somewhere in the background of this universe. Of course there is. I think everyone's there. We're just not going to see all of them in this movie, and that's for the best.
That'd be
Also,
crazy.
I may be wrong, but at some point when he lifts his bag up, I think Clark might have two identical ID badges hanging from his
I
bag.
thought that was
maybe
money.
because he's always losing one, or wanting all of his coworkers to think he's the kind of coworker who loses an ID badge all the time. Now, we see how the Daily Planet here is located beside the Wooded Duck cocktail bar, with
Wooded
the Daily
Duck.
Planet's address being 44 Concord Street, listed above a sign for freshly handmade cupcakes, red velvet, coconut, and lemon. And of course, the large Daily Planet globe
That sounds kinda
lantern
good, I
is
ain't
hanging
gonna lie.
above. I assume this globe is also on top of the building, and we know that to get this entrance, they use part of a casino in downtown Cleveland. Now, back in the snow, Superman spits up blood, and his bright blue eyes look up toward the horizon. Okay, the glowing blue 3D block text with a little glimmer appears over a star-covered outer space backdrop, recalling the 1978 Superman the Movie poster. This movie had the incredible tagline of "You will believe a man can
Wait, that
fly."
shit look kinda
Now,
hard.
This movie has a tagline of "Look up," which I also think is really good. The
Look
music in this trailer was
up.
composed composed by James Gunn's longtime composer
Look
partner John
up.
Murphy, who uses leitmotifs of John Williams' iconic score from the 1978
Look
film.
up.
This is Williams' main Superman anthem, played with an echoey electric guitar. Now, normally John Williams' anthem is in C major, but Murphy puts it in D major here. For what it's worth, Defying Gravity from Wicked is in D flat major, and there is a lot of music theory I could get into here, but I think John Murphy put this in D major because it is the same key as Harold Faltermeyer's similar electric guitar solo Top Gun anthem. The Top Gun vibes are everywhere
What?
here because James Gunn isn't
This
trying
nigga
to
thought
make
of
this movie
everything.
as a hit for people who know and love Superman. He wants everyone to show up for this movie. He wants this movie to make $1 billion and to be the pseudo-patriotic summer box office phenomenon that Top Gun Maverick was in 2022. That really is,
I'm gonna be honest. I feel like if they go the way that they go, I feel like this movie actually is going to break the box office. I don't see how this would not. Now, I don't give a fuck about Superman. I'm only interested for the world building aspect. But even then, this movie got me hyped. I ain't gonna lie to you.
I think his secret agenda with this, like that
This
film,
movie got me
2025 Superman is an attempt to reinvigorate a franchise that a lot of viewers might not realize we desperately need at this moment.
I'm
Just
really
like we
to see
didn't know
everybody
that
else
we
other
needed
than
Tom
Superman.
Cruise pilot action that badly, and it's a story unflinchingly
Tom Cruise doesn't do his own
American at a
stunts.
time
I don't
when
believe it.
America is so divided, and hopefully a movie so good it will make you forget that cynicism and just look up in awe. James Gunn even admitted that they shot the flying action in this movie with drones and aimed to make it look like the aerial cinematography of Top Gun Maverick. So there you go. In the Daily Planet newsroom, we get a wide shot of how Clark is adjusting his walk to look sheepish and crouched over and unassuming as he's taking a phone call and avoiding eye contact.
Superman.
He's walking behind Cat Grant, the Daily Planet's Gotham columnist, played by Michaela Hoover. He passes Steve
I'm not even gonna look it up.
behind Cat Grant, the Daily Planet's Gotham columnist, played by Michaela Hoover. He passes Steve Lombard,
That's a
another
beautiful
Daily
woman.
Planet columnist, played by SNL's Beck Bennett in this movie. He raises his arms as if he's saying, "Hey, watch where you're going, Kent." And the character of Steve Lombard was based partly on Ted Baxter from Mary Tyler Moore's show, and his physical appearance based on Joe Namath, which Beck Bennett evokes here with that thick mustache. This newsroom has another Daily Planet
The
globe
default
in
white
background, and TV monitors show GBS streams, Galaxy Broadcasting System, the DC in-universe news service that we've been
What?
seeing in Creature Commandos. On one of these monitors, this blonde
I didn't even
woman
watch
is
that show.
Eve Teskmacher, Lex Luthor's assistant and right-hand lady, played by Sarah Sampaio in this movie, probably defending Lex's action on cable news and doing that thing where they just talk really loud and talk over the interviewer, and the guy I represent never does anything wrong ever, and you're the wrong one. And then actually on the monitor on the far right, that might be Wendell Pierce as Daily Planet editor-in-chief Perry White. I think Perry might actually be in this newsroom as well, in the brown suit in the far background on
That
the
boy
left,
thick.
with his back turned to us. We also know that actor Christopher McDonald will be playing another Daily Planet columnist, Ron Troop. Rachel
not gonna say nothing.
Brosnahan plays Lois Lane in this film.
not
She's
gonna say
got
nothing.
the same copy of that newspaper with a Daily Planet mug. The TV screen behind her has a GBS Chiron reading towns flooded following extreme weather. We also can spot Jimmy Olsen,
Black man with
played
glasses.
by Skylar Gizondo in this film. In the foreground, Clark ducks his face away from
Gizondo?
Lois as he goes to his desk. Now, based on the clock in the background, it looks like it's around 10:50 a.m., which is pretty late in the morning for a newspaper office for a reporter clocking in. But, you know, he's probably late from saving someone, and he's just avoiding eye contact, and Lois is onto him. Now, behind Clark, as he turns back to look at Lois, the walls of the newsroom have wall art on the left depicting, it looks like a linotype printing press on the right, showing an old-timey living room radio, like we saw in the Christmas Story, and then the dawn of American television. So it seems like the Daily Planet has this art to show the evolution of the way the public gets their news. I'm sure if you round the corner, you'll find a mural depicting Twitter, and then beyond that, a wall that's just on fire. Clark turns around and briefly makes eye contact with Lois, but
Childish
he tries to
Gambino.
play it cool as he's really just looking past her suddenly to make it look like, oh, I was just looking up out the window.
Thank you to BetterHelp for sponsoring this video. December has got everybody
Yeah. I got better help to skip this ad, boy.
One who dies instead. Pruitt Taylor Vince is also just a pretty inspired choice for Pa Kent, because nothing against like Kevin Costner and his whole Field of Dreams Midwestern corn farmer vibe, but Pruitt Taylor Vince, I think, is someone you could actually imagine as a true Kansas farmer in 2024. Like, this house is not the classic movie farm with a big barn right next to it. That's not how farms look nowadays. This is how they look. All right, let's get to crypto.
I live in the farm.
Home. Take me home.
Take me home.
Okay, so a wounded Superman whistles, and whistling would be hard to do if he's coughing up blood from what's probably a punctured lung, and then Krypto comes bounding in.
That
So
boy was
Krypto,
coming.
aka the Super Dog, first appeared as a companion to Superboy in
Oh,
Adventure
wait, that's
Times
how he
number
actually looked?
210 in March 1955. The planet Krypton has a parallel evolution, resulting in things like dog.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. I think I was a little OD on the dog. I want to apologize on that. Okay, I know niggas don't get my humor, so I gotta apologize for everything that I said. It was just jokes. All right, it was just jokes. Okay, you know, a nigga can't make fun of a dog nowadays is crazy. A nigga can't make a song now. I mean, not song. A joke about a dog nowadays is crazy. I don't know what niggas got going on, bro. I thought it was funny, bro. Fuck, man. I got a song for you, Poppy. Nigga, what? I mean, I could check it out after this. I'm in Superman. I'm in lore mode right now.
Dogs and cats.
I'll check
and
it out after
birds and
this.
Simians evolving in their own way on that planet, parallel to ours. And Krypto was a canine companion to toddler Kal-El
picked the
on his
song.
home planet of Krypton. Jor-El sent Krypto out as a
Aw.
test pilot in a prototype rocket before sending out Kal-El. And you know James Gunn must be very interested in this. The whole idea of poor Laika, the space dog that the Soviets sent out to
Damn.
space. That's
Rest in
basically
peace,
what
my
inspired
nigga, bro.
Cosmo, the space dog that James
Why?
Gunn put in the Guardians of the Galaxy films. Now,
I really
in Krypto's
miss
case,
my
his rocket was knocked
nigga.
off course for years until eventually landing on
I
Earth to
said
be
I
reunited with a teenage Superboy. And
really
Krypto was just
miss my
considered part of the
nigga.
broader Superman family until the 80s when DC and John Byrne kind of erased Krypto out of the picture out of an effort to make Superman more
I love
grounded.
Krypto.
But this dog was always a beloved figure, part of the mythology, and actually came back in recent comics, and thank goodness,
Krypto, a real
he's
nigga.
wonderful. Krypto has advanced smell and hearing, so when Superman whistles, Krypto can hear him from any place on Earth. Krypto also has like human level
I love
intelligence
Krypto.
with his thoughts, often represented via speech balloons. James Gunn said that he based Krypto on his rescue dog Ozu, who he said destroyed his home and his shoes.
Ah, well, now I feel bad. Look. First of all, niggas need to stop acting like they know everything. I don't know everything about this man. I didn't know this was based off of his dog, bro. Alright. Damn. I'm just reacting to it first time, okay? I ain't say the dog was ugly. I'm just saying like it didn't look like Krypto to me because the dog looked weak. You know what I'm saying? That's all, bruh. Fuck. You can't never make jokes in 2024, bruh.
His furniture.
I feel
and
bad
his
now.
laptop,
Oh,
but he still
man.
considers him a good boy. Over the years, Krypto has been drawn as a white dog of generic
Ah.
pedigree. For the dog we see in this film, it looks as though Gunn might have used a similar process as what he and his team of artists used for Rocket Raccoon. Like, probably had a real animal reference, and they might have had on set for some takes, but really for these
That's
close-ups,
a
they
cute dog,
probably
though.
just had a stand-in of some kind, maybe mixed with James Gunn's brother, Sean Gunn, who will also appear in this movie as
What?
Maxwell Lord. And then on top of whatever
Whoa!
that reference was, they have this impressive VFX render. And I think we
That
gotta point
nigga
this out that
bald.
Krypto's VFX here looks incredible. Like the Frame Store team accomplished some incredible feats with the CGI fur and the way it interacted with their little cute noses and
Nah, this movie, this shit right here, this shit was sad as hell. This shit was, that whole shit with the animals and shit, where the dog get captured in that shit. In Galaxies, this was Galaxy 3, right? That shit made, I ain't gonna lie, real nigga tears. Cause I'm like, fuck, man. Damn, that shit. Woo! I didn't know fake animals could make a nigga cry, but when that man Rocket went back to try to save his homies and this like they seen the experience shit, oh man. I really hated that fucking bald nigga.
whiskers and Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3, but they've gotten even better for it here. Krypto wears a yellow collar with a Superman shield emblem medallion. The yellow
I ain't
collar
gonna lie,
reflects
Krypto kinda
Superman's
dripped
yellow
out,
belt,
though.
and this collar holds up Krypto's red cape, which, yes, does somehow stay perfectly draped on Krypto's back, and more than any cape or
They
any
got Krypto
article of
dripped
clothing
out,
would
though.
ever stay on a real dog. But Think about this. A, Krypto was running very fast through icy snow, and that icy air probably froze that cape stiff in this position. And B, Kryptonian fabric probably just defies gravity in unusual ways on Earth. And C, this is a movie, and it just looks fun. Also, Krypto Take Me Home is really like the one spoken sentence of this trailer. And there is a meta layer of meaning to this. Krypto is a Superman character that we have not seen enough because past filmmakers might have thought that he's too goofy or too silly to be in the super family in a
What? Bro, I'm not gonna lie. I know a lot of people hated that Krypto movie, this movie right here, where it was like all the superheroes got saved by their pets. But I'm not gonna lie, that movie was kind of hard. I'm not gonna lie, that movie was kind of hard. Niggas was a little OD on it. It was a kids movie at the end of the day. But like, bro, Krypto fire as hell. Even that Krypto cartoon that came out like a long time ago, that shit was hard too. Who don't fuck with Krypto? Krypto that nigga, man. I don't care what anybody got to say.
And it's just not true. Krypto
that
is the
white
hero
dog look
we
like
didn't
Nick.
know that we
Are you
needed.
calling me
And
white?
he's going to be what delivers this cathartic homecoming for the character. So here, Superman saves this girl from these exploding canisters that are being stomped on by a giant kaiju. This is probably the same axolotl-looking one who breathes fire
what the
a
hell
bit
is
later.
that?
The perfect timing of Superman's catch is awesome. By arriving that fast, he blows away the little pieces of debris that were about to hit that girl's legs, and he smartly tucks her head down. Many have compared this to the amazing frame from Action Comics number 1000 in 2018 by Peter Tomasi
let me put some more respect on
when
Superman
saves an unsuspecting kid on train tracks by stopping a train mere feet away from him, saying, "I liked it. The pure simplicity of it all. Men and women and children in need of saving by someone who had to be more powerful than a locomotive at the right moment. But I had to keep reminding myself that it was an illusion, a heroic trap made to appeal to the core of my soul." Actually, speaking of stopping trains, locals around the Cleveland area found a set piece Daily Planet newspaper dispenser with the front page reporting Superman stopping a runaway train.
That's kind of cool.
Headline: Superman stops MTA rail from running off the tracks. The photo credit, if you look closely, is Jimmy Olsen, and the article is written by Clark Kent himself. The article actually reads, "Metropolis hero Superman blazed to the front of the runaway train. At an impressive display of superhuman strength and bravery, Superman slowed the train to a halt." And this girl wears a plaid jumper and high knee socks that just reflects some of the costume design that we see on other Metropolis residents in this movie. Yes, they do have smartphones, so it's like the modern era, but they also reflect like a late 50s, early 60s wardrobe style that just feels like a throwback to the Silver Age. This rescue happens outside the Metropolis Meteors baseball park, which they shot at the Guardians Progressive Field. The Metropolis Meteors have, in the comics, been the name of the city's baseball team, but also the name of the football team at some point. Like Steve Lombard played football on the Meteors, the other team. And of course, the name Meteor reference to the mysterious meteor that crashed.
Where's the Delaware Dinos? Let me stop.
Outside the nearby farm town of Smallville. Outside the park here, there is
the
street
Delaware
sign
Dinos,
Ross
bro.
Avenue and various photos of the Cleveland
Rick
area
Ross?
over the summer. Fans did spot that the production named all the streets after DC Comics writers and artists. And Alex Ross might be one of the most important. He was the artist behind Kingdom Come, whose version of Superman inspired the design of the emblem in this film. We get our first shot of Nicholas Hoult as Lex Luthor in this film, watching Superman or some other flying hero zip past the building. It looks like Metropolis has a space needle, and we get a shot of Luthor Corp towers with the bridge extending across, making me think we might be getting like the twin skyscrapers that are in the double L shape that we've seen in the comics. Note that it's not Lex Corp yet, but rather Luthor Corp, which may remind you of the earlier seasons of Smallville when it was still the company of Lex's father. This suggests a somewhat younger Lex who might not yet fully be trusted by the shareholders of the company to make the company just a pure reflection of his egomania. Actually, if you look closely at this Luthor Corp building bridge, the engineer moves across the roof. This is Maria Gabriela De Faria playing the engineer, who's a member of the Authority. She has a nanotech suit built around her.
What? Okay, I didn't know about this. Wait, hold on. How did they even spot her on this trailer? What the hell?
Aria, playing the engineer, who's a member of the Authority. She has a nanotech suit built around her body, and I think she might be a metahuman who is working for Lex. We see this
That's cool as
shot
hell.
of Lex with a revolver. I'm assuming it has a kryptonite bullet, but we'll see. He also has this pinky ring that might contain some traces of kryptonite because Lex Luthor is known for having a kryptonite ring. The wall behind him, though, is, I think, the important detail of the shot. It is a grid of these cubic containers, and it's just an interesting location. I think one of these is what Superman is punching his way out of in the next shot. In the cell to the right of Superman, that
didn't they have, there was literally, okay, I remember there was an episode in Justice League where he got captured by this shit, and unironically that Krypto movie, they were captured in cubes like this too, by Lex Luthor's hamster thingy. Is this like a common thing that Lex Luthor does? Is like capture niggas in cubes and shit in cages? What's up with Lex, bro?
That is Metamorpho. Rex Mason,
Metamorpho.
Anthony Carrigan's character, one of the other lower tier superheroes who will appear
Oh,
in this movie.
that
You can see on
guy!
one quadrant of his body.
Oh, wait. Oh, okay. I see it now. Wait, that's kind of hard. That's kind of hard. Turn on big booty, triple X, big milker. Okay. Nigga, what is wrong with you? Oh my God. Yep, this is what happens on Twitch, y'all. This is what happens on Twitch. Yep. This is what happens on Twitch, bro.
Body is the purple glowing flesh, and he's wearing like gym shorts, which I love. Metamorpho appears later in the trailer. We'll talk more about
I didn't even
him, but
realize
the
that was
fact
him.
He is in the cell to the right of Superman tells us something, but not only that, he's emitting a kind of light that appears to be distressing a woman who's wearing high socks, and then actually, yeah, that is a duplicate Metamorpho in the cell to Superman's left, emitting some light on some other guy in that cell wearing some kind of baggy pants. I thought it might have been Guy Gardner, but I don't think Guy Gardner wears those kind of pants, and the hair looks different. So whoever imprisoned Superman and these other people in these cells seems to have used
You will never
duplicates of
imprison Batman,
Metamorpho
though.
to do it. In past videos, I've talked about how Brainiac is probably going to factor into this movie somehow,
Yeah,
and might
Brainiac
be the
has
character
to.
Alan Tudyk is voicing, because James Gunn has said in the past that another comic storyline that inspired this movie was the 5-issue Brainiac
Yeah,
storyline by
Brainiac
Jeff
gotta
Johns and
be
Gary
in this
Frank,
some way.
Action Comics 866 to 870. In this storyline, Superman and Supergirl realized that every version of Brainiac that Superman has fought in the past was one of his probes, and that the true Brainiac has actually been going planet by planet, bottling cities by shrinking them down and collecting them to learn as much as he can about the universe while firing
Wait, wasn't there? I don't know. I'm basing this off the Justice League shit, the animation, but because that's where I don't really read the comments like that. But isn't there like a variant of Brainiac that also taking control of Lex Luthor? So like, could that also be possibly a thing here? I don't know. Maybe I'm just
firing
speculating.
solar aggressive missiles at their suns. That is kind of Brainiac's whole thing, but part of his collection in this series is the Kryptonian capital city of Kandor, and Brainiac successfully does this to Metropolis. That might be what Brainiac is trying to do in this movie. Superman could be in a similar kind of containment here, shrunken down in one of Brainiac's cells, and maybe even Lex Luthor helped Brainiac do this to Metropolis. While Superman shouldn't have trouble punching out of normal glass, or even being contained in any glass to
That's
begin
what I'm
with,
saying.
I just think this kind of odd barrier material from Brainiac's technology would make this make more sense. Now, some sources that I've seen online have said that these shots in particular seem to have been shot by this movie's director of photography, Harry Bram, with a Leica Tri-Elmar lens, which is a wide-angle photographic
The fact
lens
that
uses
Superman
3
getting
switchable
caught
focal lengths of
is
16mm, 18mm,
Batman would
and
never.
21mm, all in one, which in
Just
this
saying,
case allows
Batman would never.
Superman's boot, his knee, and his fist, and his face, and the glass as it breaks, and just the container all around him to all be in focus together. And in Lex's shot, his face and his revolver chamber and his pinky ring to all kind of be in focus. And it
Pinky
looks
ring,
really
ring,
good. And maybe it's just the way the Brainiac sequences would be shot in this film, since we might be within some kind of micro pocket energy field, but it's kind of like an experimental way to shoot a shot. And this is like the first time we've seen it this way in like a major budget film. And I'm excited to see more of these types of shots.
Yeah, that looks
okay,
cool.
This section shows us this sweet boy raising a flag with Superman's emblem on yellow with the opposite direction of the fleeing people. It kind of looks like the Marines raising the flag over Iwo Jima, but in this case, he's praying for Superman to help him. And we hear him
Imagine
and
praying for a
everyone
white man. I'm
chanting
sorry.
Superman throughout the rest of this trailer if you listen closely, either in praise or in hope, or in some cases in anger. Actually, later in this trailer, we see this boy.
I'm sorry, but I will never be out here unless if I'm about to get killed in 3 seconds. You ain't never gonna catch me saying, "Superman, I need help." Nah, you got that, bruh. You know what I'm saying? Batman, you know, Batman can save me any day. You know what I'm saying?
boy on the news, and it seems like
Unless if it's against like anything alien threat level, then I'll call for Superman. You know what I mean? Because obviously Batman ain't doing nothing to no aliens. So, but he did check Superman though, so that's all that matters.
this is either Baravia or a country bordering Baravia. Baravia is a fictional country in the DC universe, a part of an Eastern European monarchy in the Alps.
Why that
but
man look
here I'm
racist?
wondering if Baravia might be relocated somewhere else on the globe. Maybe the Middle East, maybe Southwest Asia, just based on the general terrain and some of the women wearing headscarves. Back in Metropolis, Superman, now with the suit all scorched up, walks through these angry protesters.
Get outta
One of
here,
them throws
Superman!
a heavy can from his grocery bag at his head, and it bounces off. Now Superman does flinch or just blink a little bit, but I think he's just surprised to feel anything hitting his head, and I think he's really flinching out of worry that it will hit someone else now. Either way, Superman does not respond, and he enters the building. So my theory in our live stream Q&A was that Baravia could be in a worldly conflict that is just too complicated, too rooted in multiple generations of bitter history with religious and ethnic strife for Superman to be able to solve just with his powers alone. And since Superman wouldn't be able to quick fix whatever humanitarian crisis is happening in places like this part of the world, sympathetic protesters back home might still hold him responsible for not doing enough. Like shows like The Boys on Amazon Prime Video have explored the whole idea of what if a Superman-like figure was deployed to hotspots in the Middle East, and the 2008 Iron Man addressed that kind of what if hypothetical as well. But I think James Gunn is now trying to reclaim the conversation for a figure like Superman who actually has to restrain himself and recognize that some problems on Earth are just too big for him to solve. Now, whereas Homelander murdered a protester who threw a heavy can at his
Ain't gonna lie, justified though. I still think that's justified because you don't throw no damn can at my son, you pussy. Now, to be fair though, if Superman ever turned evil, we're all fucked. We're all fucked, bro. We're all fucked. The fact that man threw a can at Superman, that man got some big ass balls. I may clown Superman, but I will never throw a can at that man while he pissed. That man would disintegrate me in 3 seconds. Wouldn't even have a chance to even move.
His son, Ryan, Superman just kind of has to take a hit. And again, after it bounces off his head, that heavy can could hit some nearby kid. I'm reminded of the George Reeves Superman incident that was depicted in that incredible scene in the Ben Affleck movie Hollywoodland, where a kid brought a real gun to a live performance, hoping to test it on Superman, thinking that he's invincible. And George Reeves had to defuse this terrifying scenario while maintaining his facade of Superman by warning the kid what
the bro, this little kid brought a stick? Wait. Is this a YC? This a YC? What the hell? How did he get that gun, bro? Bro, is this little Chris 3000?
Reeves had to defuse this terrifying.
What movie is this? Now you listen here, Superman. I'm gonna shoot you, and I want to see if you're real. You hear me? That boy brought a stick to Superman. Okay. There ain't no way Superman out here get sticks pulled on him by a little ass boy. Batman would never.
Scenario while maintaining his
Batman would never let no little kid pull a stick on his ass
off of him and might hit someone else. Now Superman goes into this lobby of
that boy had no
Stag Enterprises or Stag Industries.
Boom, Superman is crazy.
Scientific research company, actually kind of a rival to Wayne Enterprises in the DC universe, headed by Simon Stagg. Now Simon Stagg is the one who created Metamorpho, who we will see a little bit later. Following Superman into this lobby are 3 other metamorphs in this movie: Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, played by Nathan Fillion, with Guy's iconic comic blonde bowl cut. Michael Holt, Mr. Tripp.
I thought I recognized that man because I knew this wasn't the other Green Lanterns. Okay, because I've seen his design before. Now this guy, I forgot this man's name every time, but I know that he got like some like crazy powers. But his design is so trash. I'm sorry. This design is so trash for him. I'm gonna be like the character design is trash, but like golly, bruh.
By Nathan Fillion, with Guy's iconic comic blonde bowl cut. Michael Holt, Mr. Terrific, played by Eddie Gathegi, who played the cruelly short-lived mutant Darwin in X-Men First Class, and
What? Wait, that's kind of hard. What's his name? Mr. Perfect? Mr. Terrific?
By Eddie Gathegi, who played the cruelly short-lived mutant Darwin in X-Men First Class, and Hawk Girl, played by Isabella Merced, who early.
That's all I gotta say. Hot girl. Ha ha ha. Hawk Girl. Ha ha ha. I'm still kind of mad that Hawk Tool got more emotion than Hawk Girl though. But I will say though, my boy Jon Stewart pulled up. We need the Jon Stewart. You know what I'm saying? The one that put a hoe type shit. Cause we know Hawk Girl has something for good old Jon Stewart, Green Lantern. We need that. You know? Terror!
earlier this year played Anya Corazon in Madam Web. Now, Guy Gardner's jacket has the Green Lantern symbol on a patch, and he uses his ring to project a mask on the windows to block the protesters from seeing, which just kind of makes him look real douchey. James Gunn wanted to include all these other metamorph characters in Superman's world, not to prematurely set up the DC Studios universe with spin-off characters. I really don't think he plans to follow any of these lower level characters with their own films, although Guy Gardner Green Lantern might show up in the Lantern series as just part of the Green Lantern Corps. Really, I think he brought in these characters to serve as foils to what Superman is in this movie, to show how Superman is not unique in Metropolis. I wouldn't mind a Hawk Girl movie. Is why he puts on the suit, how he restrains his powers. I think her storyline is actually pretty cool. Superman super. Hawk Girl soars in with her mace past some buildings familiar to Cleveland residents. She's fire as hell. Thanagarian like Hawkman, who remember was played by Aldous Hodge in Black Adam. Hawk Girl also uses the extraterrestrial nth metal for her weaponry and her armor. Then Superman faces the fiery breath of a kaiju form of that axolotl, whose eyes are lower than its nostrils. Now, some of the High Evolutionary's genetic experiments in Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3 seem to have similarly freaky anatomies, and I think James Gunn just likes telling his VFX artists, oh, looks good, but can we like lower its IQ by 50 points? Now, another Superman comic that James Gunn is pulling from is Superman Birthright from 2003, written by Mark Waid, which retells Superman's origin story and features Lex Luthor learning bits and pieces of Kryptonian history. I need to go back here. I need to read some of these DC comics, out of context to the news media to try to turn the public against Superman, accusing Superman of being I need to read some of these DC Kryptonian takeover of Earth. And then Lex goes as far as staging attacks with giant alien kaiju. I need to know like these to blame that on this Kryptonian threat. I actually wonder if that could be what
the hell? Wait, run that back.
Like the first step of a Kryptonian takeover of Earth. And then Lex goes as far as staging attacks with giant alien kaiju on Metropolis to blame.
Wait, Lex Luthor made this? Nah, this nigga Lex Luthor is a D1 hater. I know this man be glazing Superman, but goddamn, that man really be evolving himself around Superman. This, like, I have never seen an enemy so D1 glazing a nigga for no reason.
That on this Kryptonian threat. I wonder if that could be what Lex is doing in this movie with this kaiju.
Damn it, Superman!
Sits with Lois Lane as a
it should have been me,
this is actually not him. Where the first look photo of Superman putting on his boots was set, and now I'm wondering, why are you putting your boots back on in that image, Kal-El? What were you and Lois doing? Also, is Lois okay? Behind Superman, you can see the twin skyscrapers that would be.
Imagine the world's ending, and this man Superman out here beating Lois Lane cheeks in. Mid destruction of Earth. I mean, Hot Girl and Jon Stewart did that too in Justice League Ultimate. Hey man, superheroes need to, they gotta release the goosh too. I'm sorry.
Luthor Corp Towers. And we only have guesses as to what this whole green and pink battle is. Right now, we are leaning toward a battle between Brainiac and maybe Cersei, the Themysciran sorceress whom we've been seeing in Creature Commandos, whose magic often has a fuchsia color to it. Maybe she's trying to create a sphere around Brainiac. And yes, even though Creature Commandos is animated, it's just an animated depiction of the same interconnected DC universe as the Superman film. So Frank Grillo voices Rick Flag Sr. in that show. I need to watch this. Grillo will be playing a live-action Rick Flag Sr. in this Superman movie. Lois kisses Kal-El when he's in his Clark form, but he's not wearing glasses, making me wonder, does Lois know that Clark is Superman in this movie? Will she learn at some point in this movie? Or is she just getting romantic with Clark, not knowing about his Superman identity, and the lack of glasses isn't yet tipping her off? Or is this shot like a fantasy dream sequence for Kal-El? Notice that Lois's clothes in this kissing shot are what she was wearing in the Daily Planet newsroom earlier. So I think this might just be a fantasy that Clark is envisioning, what he wishes.
I mean, to be fair, this could be a scene after, like, they get off of work or something. Maybe. Because to be fair, his hair, if he entered the Superman form, his hair usually has that one little curl. Like this, like, Superman got to be making that curl every time he go out. Like, I doubt, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, he's not just magically, like, changing it to Superman and the curl just there. You know what I'm saying? He, like, that man got to be doing his hair every time he do that. Because, like, there's no way he can go from this to to the single curl every time. So I don't know, maybe
he could have with Lois, but in his Clark
I doubt
form.
that.
Next,
I
a
doubt
shot
that
in the
she would
Fortress of
know.
Solitude. This broken robot that Superman holds is Kellex, who is a servant robot to Jor-El back on Krypton and resides in the Fortress of Solitude as one physical memory link Kal-El has to his family.
I forgot they
and his
showed the
original
Fortress
home.
of Solitude
So
in the
losing Kellex here
in
is
the trailer.
particularly heartbreaking. Who did this to Kellex? Are they still in the house? Actually, is that home invasion that hurts Kellex part of what connected to Superman getting punched out into the nearby snow? Actually, there's a theatrical version of this trailer that's playing in cinemas right now, showing some additional shots, including this one of Lex entering what I think is the Fortress of Solitude, and that is Ultraman to his right. We'll talk about Ultraman in a second.
Ultraman!
And that's also the engineer to the left of Lex. But I think Lex might have found the Fortress of Solitude, and it was Ultraman who wrecked this place. We see the crystal spires of the Fortress of Solitude rising out of the ice in this trailer, and that might be part of Lex Luthor finding this location. Then we get this quick close-up of Anthony Kerrigan as Rex Mason, aka Metamorpho. You might know Kerrigan as NoHo Hank from HBO's Barry. Metamorpho is made of shifting massive chemicals divided into quadrants on his body that
they hold that
into
man
different compounds. And as I said before,
I
he
didn't
is
want
connected
to
to Stag Industries. His left shoulder looks gray and rocky here. His right shoulder looks purple and floral, or maybe fungal. Another shot of the downtown Cleveland area that was used for this part of Metropolis as three buildings domino into each other. And then there's this close-up of Lex with his head, his cheek, his chin, all bloody and scarred, his eyes filled with tears. And I think this shot is important to James Gunn because early in the development process, he posted the storyboard version of this shot exactly that he drew to demonstrate to his department heads exactly how tight he wanted the angle to be on Lex for some key moment in the movie. Next, we see the aforementioned GBS news broadcast of the kid with the flag and the Chiron, Baravian troops amassing at border. So we don't know if this kid came from Baravia or if he's in a nearby country that Baravia is invading. And you'll notice that this TV is a Luthor Corp brand TV, showing how Lex's company is involved in consumer products in addition to having their fingers in every
Welcome
pie.
back, Ashley. How you doing?
Pushing the kaiju off away from a building. Another part of this fight with this thing,
nice
and a demonstration of how strong he is. And then this adorable shot of Crypto pulling Superman through the snow by his cape as Superman's face is just plowing through the snow. And if you look closely, you can see Crypto's tail wagging in the shot. Oh my God. Okay, the final section opens with this dark armored figure punching
Superman
through a wall.
Trailer
this is
breakdown.
Ultraman is a Superman counterpart known for a U sigil on his chest. As an opposite to Superman, he is powered by kryptonite. Ultraman tackles Superman into the grass of the Metropolis Meteors baseball field. Actually, on the upper levels are names of various players or just like Hall of Famers from the team. One of them is Petrota, which I think could be for Drew Petrota, who according to IMDb is an art department prop master who isn't yet credited for Superman. But hey, look at that. Worked on James Gunn's The Suicide Squad in 2021.
I missed
so
all
I'm betting
this.
He worked on this movie as well. There are a bunch of other names on signs, but I couldn't make them out. But along the field fence line, there is a banner for Metropolis Waste Management. We get this trailer's best shot of Mr. Terrific in close-up. Michael Holt's Mr. Terrific is known for just being kind of a...
I'm sorry. The jacket's fire, but his design is so... I'm sorry. His design is so just weak, so nasty. Like, he got this big ass T in the middle of his face. Like, why does it look like he doing blackface? Like, I don't.
A brilliant jack of all trades, an engineer, a man with
this black man doing blackface is crazy. I just don't like it.
Iconic for the T on his face, a jacket that reads fair play on the sleeve.
The jacket hard.
Here, how the T is not like just painted on his face, but kind of raised off his face a little bit, like maybe part of a mask that just perfectly clings to the shape of his nose and mouth. But there might be more to it based on that. Like it could be a mask that extends or provides some specific protection, or something that kind of has some neural link with his skin.
They could have did way better than that, bro. I'm sorry.
Cool ship. He's followed by these T-sphere drones, which protect himself, and that looks like Lois Lane with the shield as they're fired upon by these
big
soldiers in green and purple armor. These, I'm pretty sure, are Lex bots. It's not clear if they are robots or guys in suits. Lex bots have taken both forms in various media, and there was a time when Lex wore green and purple armor when he was armored up to fight Superman. We just know that this whole site is Luthor Corp related because you can see LC on the barrels by the tents for Luthor Corp. And then this stunning shot of Superman twirling and floating
Beautiful.
upward with Lois as they kiss. And then finally, Superman pushes through the fire from the kaiju and blasts upward toward the sun. I just love that little detail of him puffing through the lower smoke or cloud
Yeah,
layer
that shot
and
is
suddenly
crazy.
accelerating into the sunlight now that he has more direct exposure from it. As we lose sight of him, he's flying up there to recharge, to heal. And I think there's an implicit invitation to us to look up with this shot. The trailer ends with Lois and Superman looking out the window at the battle, similar to the final
This
shot
was
of
me and
Fight
SZA
Club,
back in
and
the day.
Lois
I'm
grabbing
sorry.
his wrist and
That's
pulling
a
him
lie.
in, not for a kiss, but just a supportive
That
hug.
was a
The
lie.
trailer ends not by cutting the title, but to the release date, July 11th, and then the studio logo for DC Studios. So we do not get the Superman title at the end of this trailer. And I think there's something classy about that, because we don't need to be told who this is. He's one of the most iconic figures in all of media. But what's
That's
cool
true.
is you don't even notice it, because really his name has been on our breath this whole trailer. Now, one person who does not appear in this trailer is Millie Alcock, who has been cast as
that?
Supergirl, Kara Zor-El, Superman's cousin.
Wait,
the
Supergirl's in
Supergirl
this?
movie is coming in 2026 and will start shooting in just a few weeks in January.
What? Wait, whoa. Wait, there's a Supergirl movie? Or Superwoman? You know? Intriguing. Okay.
James Gunn nearly confirmed that she will appear in this movie at a press event, saying that he showed this trailer to
Y'all piqued my
some
interest a little
actress
bit
who
more
has not
now.
been explicitly announced for this movie, and that actress cried. And we're all pretty sure that that mystery actress is Millie Alcock. I don't think her role will be huge in this movie, and James Gunn has said that there will be sort of a post-credit scene to this movie, but not one that is load-bearing to the future of the universe. I think she will just appear in some scene during the movie's runtime. All right, that's everything I found in this amazing trailer for Superman. I'm so excited for this film. We reacted to this trailer in another video and just kind of gave us our first emotional impressions of what we think this film can be capable of accomplishing next year. Comment
Yeah, this movie might be the best movie to come out next year. I'm just going to call it right now. Or at least the best superhero movie that comes out next year. For sure. I don't see this movie not doing good if they stick to everything that they did, bro. Because I'm definitely going to watch this
down
movie.
below with your favorite part of this trailer, and comment with like your
I'm definitely
first
gonna watch this
impressions of
movie.
Superman when you were a kid. Like, what were your earliest memories of Superman? Another reminder that you can join our channel.
Anyway, W Rockstar's video. It's still Batman though. If we get a just a little teaser of Batman in this movie, that's all y'all need. That's all I need, bro. Show me some Batman, just a little bit. You don't gotta show nothing. Just, just a little cape, something. Robbing somebody. It don't even have to be Batman adjacent. You know what I'm saying? Just something. Just something. Just the bat symbol, something. I know it's a Superman movie, but post credit scene, just something, bro. I just need to know that Batman's in the mines. I just need to know, bro. I just need to know. W breakdown though. W breakdown. Shout out to them. All right. That being said though, if y'all enjoyed, tight shit.